777, aka Diz, and this is the Force Always.
Welcome to the Star Wars news, views, reviews, and interviews. Let's get on with it. The only thing really making news this time around is the rumour that 7, 8, and 9, that's episodes 7, 8, 9, will be retconned or cancelled from Disney, Lucasfilm, Star Wars itself, with all that. That's the big news for this time around. More about that later on in the show in the segments that I have, in views, in reviews, and interviews. So stick around. The only other real piece of information this week that's coming out is that there's some prints you can collect from San Diego Comic-Con that's not actually happening, but you can actually get them as exclusives for San Diego Comic-Con 2020. They're very nice prints, very simple, but have a sort of complex look to it. It's pretty much a head with some characters inside it, and it's very nice. If you can get them, buy one now. You can purchase them somewhere on the internet. Just check that out. Anyway, that's the Star Wars news. Let's get on with the views. Views this time around is my story ideas. It's not about predictions. It's not about YouTube amount of viewage. It's just my story ideas. General story ideas for Star Wars. Because 7, 8, and 9, that's episode 7, 8, 9, is possibly going to be retconned, or it's a rumor that's out there. So let's just talk about the possibility. What could you do? 7, 8, and 9 would have been better, more exciting, if you had the villain as Darth Plagueis. He was first mentioned in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and it sort of created some intrigue because it was the person who gave Palpatine his lead in to becoming as powerful as he became. So I think he would be the great villain for 7, 8, and 9. Now, who would be the great hero? I definitely think Rey is a great choice, but I would have liked to see Luke Skywalker carry out his legacy all the way to episode 9, but at the end of episode 9, or during episode 9, he would turn to the dark side to destroy the dark side. And that would be Plagueis in some sort of way. Like, use everything he's got to save and be a hero, as we sort of got to know, but having Rey being the lead. So Rey is being sort of guided into her future with the greatest Jedi Knight, and sort of, sacrificing himself at the end of the story, becoming the dark side, to destroy the dark side, just becoming within, and just going all hell hammer on the dark side for the rest of his life. That would have been that's a very basic story idea, but that's what I think, in a basic terms, would have been a better 7, 8, and 9. That's not to say that 7, 8, and 9 is not good. I think it's good. A lot of people out there are not into it, but I accept the story for what it is. But that's what I would have done. So that's my views for this time around. Let's get into reviews. Reviews is how the internet has handled this rumor in this last week. I give it a 3 out of 10 because I think a point should go for each episode, 1, 2, and 3. That's, well, technically 7, 8, and 9, because there is a better story to be told. But I do accept the story for what it is. I think it's still good, but it definitely gets a deep fail, how the rumor has been handled on the internet, because it's a ridiculous idea to cancel the whole thing. That's in my opinion. I give it 3 out of 10. More about that coming up, which now we're going to get into interviews. Interviews is 2Q, 2 questions where I ask myself, so what is the advantage of cancelling 7, 8, 9? Well, cancelling 7, 8, 9 would then recreate the idea of what I just said in views, which is having Darth Plagueis to be the greatest enemy within 7, 8, 9, and technically the whole Star Wars saga. You could create him that powerfully big, because he's the only one technically in the storyline that has learned how to live forever, as far as we all know. So that's the advantage, having that sort of story come to fruition. But what's not the advantage? Then my second question, what is not the advantage of doing a 7, 8, and 9. The non-advantages are it's a lot of work to convince hardcore Star Wars fans and the commercial movie-going audience that 7, 8, and 9, as we know, does not exist. The only way this is going to be possible with a seamless way is if you do it in 20 to 30 years' time. Because that generation would have passed, some people would have remembered, but not enough. And I think that's the only way you're going to, or even beyond 30 years, maybe 40 or 50 years. But there was a lot of work that Disney would have to do that would cost them more money and time than holding on to what 7, 8, and 9 is right now. The disadvantages are there was a lot of work involved to convince the hardcore fans and the commercial movie-going audience. The hardcore fans, Star Wars hardcore fans, still say anthology rather than a Star Wars story. Some of them. When something's put out there, they don't let go. A number of them won't let go. And a number of them won't let go of 7, 8, 9, including myself. I think 7, 8, 9 is fine. There's nothing wrong with them. Besides, there was little faults, but it's generally fine. And that's my answer to the question. It would be just a lot of work and energy, more so than keeping 7, 8, 9. That's the big disadvantage. It's been quite a week with Star Wars, with rumours, but rumours, are just people's creative ideas on the internet generally that sort of put things out there to see how people respond to them. I think it's interesting to see what 7, 8, 9 would be like if redone. I find it interesting that it has caused a lot of attention with the internet-going audience, especially hardcore Star Wars fans. But yeah, pretty much that's the episode this time around. I'm here on a weekly basis with Star Wars news, views, reviews, and interviews. If you want to message me by YouTube or Instagram or Twitter, my information is down here. Again, I'm here on a weekly basis. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, so like the background sort of shows with the F, which is technically, if you look at it, it's an F. Force always down under, but it's very cold here at the moment. I know the rest of the world is in their summer, but we're in the winter. Ooh, it gets freezing here. I wouldn't say snow, but pretty close to at times. But anyway, until next time, my friends, keep rocking.